Welcome back to another exciting episode of Supercharging Your Ramadan through Nutrition. Today, what are we going to be doing then, sister?
So we are going to be making raspberry energy balls.
Raspberry energy balls.
Yes, and the reason why I've chosen this recipe is during Ramadan we tend to sort of grab the high sugary, fatty foods and snacks.
Yep, I'm guilty of that.
We all do it, and that's absolutely okay. But sort of majority of the time we need to be fueling ourselves with key nutrients that will then help us fuel our fast.
Yes.
You know, at a later point, you know, the next day. So this recipe combines different food groups that will give you that boost of energy that you need. It'll give you, you know, increased concentration levels. It'll help with your mood because you are feeling satisfied because you are having all those different food groups in that one snack.
That's an important word, the mood, because it fluctuates up and down.
Absolutely.
You know, when you're feeling hungry, you're feeling a bit dehydrated, you know, sometimes you can get a little bit snappy. So this is something that can give you that sustenance and that lasting feeling, hopefully controlling the temperament and the concentration, which is really important.
Absolutely.
So what do we have on the table then? We've got, start at this end, we've got oats.
So we have oats, yes. So oats is a complex carbohydrate. We have two different types of carbohydrates. We have refined carbohydrates, which is basically things like your pastries, your biscuits, your white grains, for example, white pasta, white bread, etc. Refined carbohydrates will basically spike your blood sugar levels because they won't give you long-term energy. Whereas complex carbohydrates, so things like your grains, oats, things like that, will give you a longer period of energy, and it will sustain it for longer as well. If you go for whole grain varieties of complex carbohydrates, things like brown bread, brown pasta, brown rice, again, you will feel more satisfied for longer, and that's really, really key for Ramadan in particular. And then we have coconut, designated coconut. Now this is not a must-have, but this is, you know, sometimes I like to wrap or coat the energy balls in this. If you're not a coconut lover, that's okay. You don't need to put that in. But it just gives you that enhanced coconut flavour. We have to be mindful of how much we're putting in of this because it contains quite high levels of fat. So we just need to be mindful of that. Okay,
that's interesting. I thought it would be more sugar than fat. Okay, lovely.
And then we have dates. So these dates I've been pitted. I soak them overnight as well. So then they're more softer when they are blending.
Soak them in water?
Overnight, and it just makes it a little bit softer.
Lovely.
To blend through. Then we have sunflower seeds. Unsalted. And I don't want to put the extra salt in it if it's not necessary, really. And that is basically an unsaturated fat. It contains fiber, really, really good for you, again, giving you that boost of energy that you need.
Lovely.
Then
I think I recognise this.
So that's peanut butter.
Lovely.
So peanut butter is fantastic because it has unsaturated fats that are good for you, good for your heart health, good for brain function, for example. And again, it allows you to feel fuller for longer. So all these ingredients combined will give you that sustained energy.
There's a lot online that I've read about peanut butter being good for you, and some are opposed to it, saying it's bad for you. What's your verdict on peanut butter?
So peanut butter absolutely is amazing because it contains protein, it contains unsaturated fats, all wholesome goodness that you know is good for the health. However, it's also quite energy dense, which means that it is quite high in calories. So we just have to bring it back to being mindful of how much we're consuming. And yeah, like even for example as a snack, I pair it with some apple and I put some peanut butter on top, or drizzle some peanut butter. That makes me feel fuller for longer because the peanut butter brings in that protein and those unsaturated fats, which is fantastic, but just have it in moderation. Moderation,
brilliant. So being mindful. And of course, here we go. We can't have the raspberry balls without the raspberries.
Yes, exactly. So those are your frozen raspberries. I've chosen frozen raspberries because it's more convenient, it's cheaper with the cost of living going up. You know, we're always trying to find ways to make things cheaper.
Of course.
People are under the assumption that from a nutrition perspective, it might not be the same as it's fresh friends, for
Yes,
example,
yes.
but absolutely it's okay. And from a nutrition standpoint, it's very like for like in terms of nutritional value. So, and it's more convenient, so why not?
Yeah, of course, definitely. And cheaper as well
Right.
during this financial crisis. So we have the oats, which are just natural oats, nothing added to it, just your plain oats.
Yeah.
Desiccated
Yes.
coconut,
Yeah.
which is you can have it, you don't have to have it if you don't like it. Just adds another dimension, I should imagine, to it. Our dates, so these are pitted, the seeds have been taken out and soaked overnight.
Yeah.
Roughly what, for 8 hours maybe?
Probably,
5 hours?
eight. I think it was 8 hours that I've soaked it in.
Okay, would this add a bit more moisture? Obviously, we're looking for hydration as well throughout the blessed month.
Potentially, but what I've done it for is basically just to make it softer.
A bit softer, a bit more manageable.
Yeah.
And then we've got our lovely sunflower seeds. Nothing added to it, just
No, so
straight.
I've gone for the no salted version because we don't need to add the extra salt in if we don't need to.
Fantastic. And then our peanut butter, which I adore. I love peanut butter. I think it's a great asset to have. And then our raspberries. Phenomenal. Okay.
Brilliant.
Guys, we're going to put this together. Are you ready?
I am. Just one more thing about the peanut butter as
Sure.
well. You try to go for a brand that doesn't contain palm oil because a lot of peanut butter actually contain palm oil. Palm oil is saturated fat. That's the sort of fat that could basically clog up your arteries if you're not careful and have too much of it over time.
Yes.
In large quantities. So again, there is brands that don't have the palm oil added in. So just go for a brand that doesn't have that added
Great
in.
advice. Once again, thank you so much. So watch out for, read the labels, of course. When you're buying your peanut butter, try to avoid that palm oil.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we start with first? So this is our blend. Is it blender?
Yes, so we're going to put in a cup of oats.
All right.
Go straight in.
So we have a measuring device here. If we don't have that kind of thing, we could put a mug or something, would we? Or a
I
cup?
don't know what the conversion is.
Okay.
If I'm being brutally honest.
Sure.
But yeah, these are easily accessible. You can buy it off Amazon as well.
Lovely.
There we go, that goes in.
There we go, lovely. Put that around there.
Yeah.
Get that off the blades. Wonderful. Just be careful on the blades there when you're putting that in.
And then it's 200 grams of pitted dates.
Okay.
Go straight
So the
in.
whole thing goes in.
Yeah.
Lovely. There's a spoon there.
Spoon there.
Wonderful. This is already looking really good, guys. Amazing. So, putting this together, is this kind of an iftar meal or something we have for support?
So this is a snack that you can have. So especially during sort of Amal nights, when I used to go to the mosque, I used to see, and we're all guilty of it. During Amals, we'll bring out the chocolates and the crisps and the high sugary, fatty snacks. And in moderation, that's okay. But we want to fuel ourselves with something that is, going to fuel us for the next day as well and give us the energy to stay up all night as well. And this will do exactly that.
Fantastic. You put the sunflower, how much sunflower seeds do we put in? I guess you don't count the sunflower seeds, you'll be there for ages doing that, right?
So 30 grams of sunflower
30
seeds
grams,
and then 30 grams of peanut butter.
30 and 30, and then our raspberries, is there a particular weight of
Yeah,
raspberry?
100 grams of raspberries go in
100
there.
grams, shall I?
Yeah, go
Can
for
I
it.
do the final bit before we go? Look at that. My mother will be proud of me. Excellent. Lovely. Okay.
Brilliant.
Put that there. Right. This is where the magic happens, I guess.
Yeah, so we're just going to pop it on the blender at the back.
Fantastic. Okay. Is there a particular length of time we'll need to blend this?
Just until everything is mixed together, and it's not. We don't want to basically puree it.
Okay.
We just want it to mix.
So a nice little.
Yeah, and it's clumpy and it's stuck together.
Yep.
So probably around a minute.
A minute. So okay, brilliant. Here we go. Bismillah.
Check that.
Okay, so about halfway point, we're just stopping the blender and just checking the consistency of this and having a good look.
Yeah.
See whether it's all
If I'm being honest, I think it's done. So around, I mean, this is quite a powerful blender.
Yes.
So this took around 30-ish seconds.
Okay.
It's, you know, at home with another blender, it took around a minute to blend everything together. So it's just very much dependent on your blender. So just keep having a look at it to make sure that everything is binded together.
Can we just have a look? That's it actually smells so delicious. It's kind of, you know, formulated now and it's become one. So yeah, another smell.
Fantastic.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Cost of living crisis. We'll turn the plug off as well. We want to make sure we're saving whatever little bit of money we can. Yeah. Fantastic. Okay, so what's the next step?
So we're going to put some designated coconut on a plate.
Okay.
So we can just roll some balls onto it.
Lovely.
What we'll do is put some of the balls, roll it into this coconut, and some of them we'll just keep them as they are.
As they are, okay, brilliant.
So what you need to do is take out, let's wear some gloves first.
Some gloves, okay, I've got my gloves here. So these are just disposable gloves. You can purchase them at most supermarkets. Just put those on. Hopefully this fits me. One size fits all, apparently. There we go. Okay. Lovely. Put one on two?
You can do, I mean, two would be ideal.
Okay, brilliant.
You're just taking the blade up, but just be careful with this bit.
Lovely. Well, you can see the consistency of it now.
Yeah.
You can really see just how well it's blended.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. And what I tend to do is take a tablespoon worth of a scoop.
Okay, 1 tablespoon.
Yeah, around that much. Pop it into my hand.
Okay.
And just roll it into a ball.
Right.
Like so.
Lovely. Wow.
Do you want to have a go?
Yes.
Go for it.
I will. Okay, so just a tablespoon.
Yeah.
Bismillah. Am I a bit too much?
No, that's fine.
It's good. Okay. We'll put that in there.
And this is what it looks like.
Oh, lovely. Looks like a meatball.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And then you can roll it into the coconut.
All right. Gonna try and get mine as perfect as yours there.
There we are.
How does that look?
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Great. Great.
And then once you've rolled all your balls, so you've made them into balls.
Yes.
You can pop them in the fridge for around an hour for them to set.
Lovely. Shall I do this?
Yeah,
roll it into here. Sorry to lean over you there. Oops. Okay. So they're quite delicate, viewers. So you can, you know, you've got to be a little bit gentle with this. Just roll it around. Okay, so just be careful, guys, as I was saying. They're quite delicate and quite soft. So when you're rolling them, you know, they might go slightly out of shape. How's that one for my first attempt?
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Fantastic. Great. Oh, so we're not putting any coconut on this one?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I'm going to mix and match.
Wonderful.
A little bit more on.
Okay, dare I have another go? Okay. When you're taking this out, it's quite, is that too much?
No, that's fine.
Okay, you're taking it out, it's quite dense, and the longer it stays, some of the moisture's coming out of it, I've noticed.
Oh yeah, that's probably because of the raspberries. But when you put it into the fridge, it will all set again and it will form its shape.
So just remind us, we're keeping this in the fridge for about an hour?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
lovely.
It should be good to eat after that.
Excellent. Okay, I'm not going to put any coconut on that one. Lovely. And you can smell it, viewers. I mean, it smells just fresh and almost you can smell that peanut butter in it.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I'm looking forward to this one. Great. Okay, let's have another go. I think I'm being a bit overly generous with my portions here.
That's all right. So usually a portion would be around 1 or 2 energy balls, depending on sort of you as an individual. For me, 1 is enough.
Yeah.
But for my husband, for example, he likes 2.
Okay.
So yeah, very much dependent on your requirements.
Yeah.
Such a good snack to have.
Yeah.
After iftar, and if you're finding that's a bit big for.
That one's a bit big.
Yeah, a little bit big, but that's fine. But yeah, it's a perfect snack to have. It's sweet.
Yes.
It will sort of satisfy that sweet tooth that you're craving, and it's also going to fuel you in a correct way.
Fantastic. And this is good fun as well. I mean, this is something that, parents, you can get your children involved with as well.
Absolutely.
Have a bit of fun with it. Play some duas, nasheed, and, as you're making these, it's very good fun, actually. I think kids would enjoy it. Okay. So I've counterbalanced the big one you just did, and I've made a really small one.
Amazing.
Okay, I'm not going to put coconut on this one. Just try and shape it a bit more. And as you can see, it's very binded together. All right. How many do you think you could probably get out of a portion that we've just made?
Probably 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Around 12.
Yeah, a dozen
13.
or so?
Yeah.
Great. A dozen or a baker's dozen, whichever you prefer. Honestly, guys, as we're putting this together, it's you almost want to eat it right away. It smells, and it just smells so great. I think it's something that we're going to enjoy, something that we can kind of maybe get used to, not just in the blessed month of Ramadan. Some healthy snack that we can prepare for our lives, for our busy working lives.
Absolutely.
How long would you keep this in the fridge? Could be kept in the fridge for, would you say?
It very much depends. I would say a few days. Yeah, probably 3-4 days.
Okay.
I haven't kept it for longer than that before.
But I guess they're so delicious, they probably won't even last a few days. I know definitely my son would be grabbing at these. Okay. Lovely.
Okay, we're done.
We're done, yeah? All out of mix? Fantastic, okay. So we're all done. Brilliant. They look really good. So kind of half and half with the desiccated coconut. And what's the next stage now? They look ready to eat now?
No, so we pop it in the, I was going to say oven, but pop it in the fridge for around an hour. Okay. So they can set and harden a little bit, and then you'll be good to go and eat them. Lovely.
Should we do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. You've taken your gloves off, so I'll let you go and do that. Thank you. Okay, beautiful. They're ready now. They look amazing. The next step will be to
pop them into the fridge for an hour.
Okay.
Let them set.
Right, so that just hardens them up.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Exactly. And of course then you can then have them a bit later on for those long nights, those qadr nights, or just those snacks that you might want to eat through the night of the blessed month of Ramadan. So that's just going to give us energy, a bit of sustenance, a bit more focus as well, a bit more concentration.
Absolutely, and it'll just keep you fuller for longer as well, so you don't nibble your way through the unhealthy, high sugary, high fatty foods. Brilliant, fantastic. Well, I'm going to tuck in, if that's all right. Absolutely. Which one shall I go for? Whatever one you want. Well, I've been eyeing this one up. Go okay, so this one's got a bit of coconut on. It looks absolutely amazing. The smell and the texture. Let's taste it. Oh gosh, that is incredible. Brilliant. It's got a crunch, but it's light at the same time. Can taste the fruit in it. It's fresh. Salivating with it. Wow, absolutely phenomenal. The coconut just enhances that flavour, doesn't it? Yeah, the coconut is the after kick, so it gives it like a bit more chew. Yeah. Wow, absolutely amazing. I think this is something that the family and the children will really enjoy, inshallah, throughout the blessed month of Ramadan and beyond. A great, healthy, nutritious snack that everybody can benefit from, inshallah. Please do join us for another exciting episode on Ahlulbayt TV throughout the blessed month of Ramadan to allow you to supercharge this blessed month in the most nutritious way. We'll see you again on another episode. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.